When he comes to Revelation 13:16, the word mark on page 661, he identifies the Greek meaning of the word in the back of the concordance. And so at point 5480 and 5481, he has the words charisma and character. And they mean together the use of an engraving instrument to put an incision in the flesh for a mark. But then he says that 666 is not only a number, but is also a word. And it's the word chixostigma. Some call it chesistigma. And you can find this in point 5516 at the back of the book. Designate recognition of a person or ownership. So when you put these three texts together, I can't believe it. 150 years in advance of what's happening. They mean the use of an engraving tool to make an incision in the flesh, to place a mark there for the recognition of a person or ownership of that person. Exactly what the Bible said would come. And that terminology, mark of the beast, is not only found in Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17, but it's also in chapter 14, verses 9 and 11, chapter 15, verse 2, chapter 16, verse 2, chapter 19, verse 20, and chapter 20, verse 4. It's here, excellent.
Showmanship and theatrics. When a magician waves his hand and says, "This is where the magic is happening," the real trick is happening somewhere else. Misdirection, a basic concept of magic.
Matthew 24 verses 15 says, "When he therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand." Stand means to reside in the holy place. Albeit, don't you know, the Most High does not dwell in places made by hands. The holy place is not a building, so it's evident the holy place spoken by Daniel the prophet is in reference to Revelation 13 verses 18, which says, "Here is wisdom." This prophecy calls for wisdom. "Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Count the number of a man." Daniel 11 verses 31 says, "An arm shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, the temple, and they shall take away the daily sacrifice." The lamb is our daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination, synthetic life, X and Y, that maketh desolate. The Holy Spirit is expelled from the temple. X and Y have spoken evil against the Holy Spirit, the great sin.
This is the dawn of a new age of synthetic biology. The race is now on to harness its scientific potential, but it also raises the question, if life can be designed on a computer and created on a laboratory bench, what's the difference between a living organism and a machine?
Natural life versus synthetic life. Natural life, 4 by 4 by 4. Natural organisms rely on 4 nucleotides, ACGT. These are read in groups of 3, 4 by 4 by 4, which gives you 64 combinations, which efficiently encode the 20 standard amino acids required for life. Synthetic life, 6 by 6 by 6. Synthetic biology aims to create novel life forms by expanding the genetic alphabet, often introducing unnatural base pairs, X, Y, alongside the natural ones. If this new 6-base system is read in triplets, 6 by 6 by 6, which gives you 216, it offers 216 possible combinations, which is significantly higher, enabling the incorporation of more than the standard 20 amino acids, potentially enhancing environmental resilience or producing novel design proteins.
This is one of the oldest Greek manuscripts, handwritten, of the Book of Revelation. And these right here are the symbols in the Greek for the mark of the beast, 666. The symbol for 600 looks like an X. The symbol for 60 looks like a slinky. Now look at this image from genome.gov of how our DNA is stored inside of our cells. Notice that our chromosomes are in the shape of an X, and our DNA is wound up inside of our chromosomes, kind of like a slinky. Now what about the third symbol for 6? That's the Greek stigma. According to Wikipedia, stigma was originally a Greek noun meaning a mark, dot, or puncture. So there you have it.
In Greek, the word 6 means X, which is a numeral. It is not a coincidence that synthetic life uses 6 letters, as in 6, which means stigma in Greek, which means the mark.
For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well.
Based on this chart, natural life is 4 by 4 by 4, which means that DNA have 4 nucleotides and 2 base pairs. The 4 nucleotides are 4 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And RNA have 4 nucleotides, which are 4 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives us 4 by 4 by 4, or 400, 2 scores, and 4. However, synthetic life is 6 by 6 by 6, DNA having 6 nucleotides instead of 4, and 3 base pairs instead of 2. The 6 nucleotides are 4 letters and then added 2 letters, XY. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And RNA having 6 nucleotides, which are 4 letters, and then added 2 letters, XY, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which gives us 666, or 600, 3 scores and 6. Revelation 13. 4 by 4 by 4 reminds me of the 144,000. Taking the mark of the beast means your book is rewritten with an added 2 letters, XY. The abomination that expels the Holy Spirit and defiled the sanctuary, which is the unforgivable sin. That's why whosoever takes it received the wrath of the Most High without mercy.
And sure enough, X and Y was faithfully replicated and passed on to the daughter cells. Since the last common ancestor of all life on Earth, all biological information has been stored in a 4-letter alphabet. What you see here is an actual picture of semi-synthetic organisms happily growing and storing information with a 6-letter alphabet. Now, if you're worried that some alien life form might escape from our lab, don't worry. As I already tried to emphasize, we have to add X and Y. And if we don't add X and Y, then our lab experiments have shown that the bacteria don't grow, that they lose the synthetic DNA because they can't replicate it, so they can't maintain it. Now, in addition to putting us at the doorstep of being able to produce, to encode proteins with unnatural amino acids, with possibly therapeutic properties that are far past what's possible now and possibly might enable treating diseases that have been untreatable before. Over the last 15 years, we've learned a couple other lessons. Perhaps most important conceptually is there's nothing special about the natural system that nature uses to encode information. And if that system, the most intimate of all systems in life, in fact, the system that defines life itself, if it can be engineered, manipulated, or changed, then maybe other processes in a cell, and in fact, maybe life itself, can be similarly engineered or modified, and maybe new life forms created.